Hey everyone, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and today we've got a really quick tip showing you how Chris Lord-Alge, CLA, does his parallel drum compression using two pieces of gear really. You've got what you see on the screen right in front of you, a stereo compressor, the Neve 33609. I'll go over the settings for that in a minute. And that's an outboard piece of gear, of course, and that feeds back into CLA's console, and there's a little bit of EQ applied on the SSL console. So, jumping right to the Neve settings. The first thing is the limiter is in, the attack is set to slow, recovery time is 100 milliseconds, but the threshold's pushed all the way up to plus 15. So the limiter's not really doing anything other than engaging the circuit, not really providing any gain reduction here. All the real work comes from the compressor side of things. Now these are CLA's exact settings here. You might have to play with the threshold a little bit to get the amount of gain reduction you want, depending on how hot your mix is for the drums. We'll do that when we get to the actual audio examples, but the threshold is set to unity, 0. You've got your 100 millisecond release time, gain set to 8 right here, a ratio of 2 to 1, compression in, of course, that's an on or off bypass for the compressor. Attack fast here, which is actually the only thing that's on the actual hardware 33609. There's not this slow, that's the plug-in only version. When you have the plug-in on a stereo channel and you have this switch down in its stereo setting, the left and right sides are being compressed independently of each other. So if you get a little bit of an overshoot in the left side compresses more than the right. So it's a dual mono compressor when you have it set up in this configuration. That compression leads into the SSL channel strip. And the only thing that's going on here is a plus 3 dB boost at 8K and a plus 3 dB boost at 60 Hertz. That's it. How can you tell it's 60 exactly? Well, it looks like it's at 50. But if you look at the very top left of Studio One up here, it'll actually tell you the true setting it's at. So right here is actually at 60 Hertz. So plus 3 dB at 60, plus 3 dB at 8K. Back to the compressor. Let's hear this thing in action. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the parallel channel down completely so you can just hear the drum mix with no parallel compression. Now, if you look at the meters here, I'm not getting quite the amount of gain reduction I want. I want between 4 and 8 dB, so I'm going to pull that threshold back a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to blend that parallel channel in as the drum mix plays. And of course, you do get some added gain out of that, but there's a lot of punchiness too. Here it is again. Watch the solo button up here as I bring it in and out. Just so you can hear what it sounds like by itself, I'm going to bring the drum channel down, push up the parallel drums by themselves. Now all you're hearing is the parallel compression. Very punchy. And if you go over to the SSL channel here, I'm going to bypass the EQ on and off, and you'll see what that EQ boost is doing. It really pushes that kick out and has a little snap at that 8K. So I'll bring the drums back up again. Here it is with that parallel compression in again. And again, I'll bypass it. Here's without. Back in. So there it is. Chris Lord-Alge's parallel drum compression setup. If you don't have UAD plugins, which I'm using here, you can get another Neve 33609 copy. IK Multimedia does have one, and there's a ton of SSL channel strips. So you can get them pretty much anywhere. But those two pieces of gear are all we need to get that parallel compression like CLA uses. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep you in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.